Brenen, just start with process. I mean, you've moved around a good bit in your college career. How has it gone? Do you mind that? Do you like the new experiences? And where's West Virginia fit in with that?
For sure. This is my third school so far, and my first 2 years at FAU, I didn't play much at the time. I thought it was a problem, but that's exactly where I needed to be, learning all those things from those good guys and coming to North Texas, meeting Hodge, and then West Virginia is just perfect for me because I love to play defense, and Coach Hodge is a guy that fits well with that, and just the culture here is great.
What was that run to the Final Four like? Just obviously, you said you didn't play much, but what was that like just being a part of that team?
Man, that was the best time of my life. I've never experienced anything like that, just the love and support from everybody, and just that was my first time seeing super high-level basketball and what goes into that, so that was just really a blessing for me.
What's your game changed since you got into college and you weren't playing a lot, and now you're all league and things like that?
At first, I was like a lot more raw, like undefined, like didn't know what my game really was. But as you get older, you know what works for you. And I would say just I became a much smarter player with my play, and it's helped me tremendously.
Was that Final Four, was that in Indianapolis or what?
The Final Four was in Houston that year. Yeah.
Coach just talked about last year you never started, but you said you never complained about it, never bothered you.
Yeah.
Just what's your mindset for that starting versus coming off the bench?
Like I said, I just came off of 2 years of not playing, so any opportunity to me was more than enough, and that's all I needed. And I was still doing my thing. Coach still believed in me when I went in, and that's all I needed.
It sounds like you're going to start this year. Is there a mindset change or any sort of change, or is it going to be the same?
Probably a nervousness change, probably that. But for the most part, just trusting in my work, trusting in my teammates, and I think everything will be just fine.
You said you love playing defense. When did you first learn you like playing defense?
So basically, I started off playing football. I played cornerback for a really good team, so that's a lot of hip to hip movement. And once I at first I didn't know I was good at defense for my size, but it took a coach pointing out that it's not normal for me to move this way at my size to start really understanding how good I was at defense. I would say Coach May probably early on at Michigan. He said, just keep your motor running because it's not normal, and just keep playing hard.
The tallest cornerback.
Yeah, we're talking early though, Pee Wee days. I was still the tallest, but definitely helped.
So your Coach Hodge is leaving North Texas, coming to West Virginia. Your thought, I'm definitely going to follow him? What was going through your mind during that?
It was never a question in my mind. I told you, I just need an opportunity. He gave that for me, and for as long as I play college basketball, I'm going to try and pay him back in any way I can.
What's he like as a coach? We haven't seen him actually coach here yet, so what's he like?
Oh, man. You're in for a lot, of course. He just fits me so well because I'm an outspoken guy. I'm not saying I like confrontation, but I'm a guy that if I'm doing bad, just yell at me, and that's exactly who he is. But at the end of the day, he always lets you know that he loves you and he cares for you and he wants you to succeed. So Coach Hodge, there's going to be some moments when he's not happy, of course, but at the end of the day, he always has a good heart about what he does.
Brenen, you said that maybe you didn't realize at the time the FAU wasn't like a benefit for you. Mm-hmm. When did that click that was actually a good time?
I would probably say when I came to North Texas, and just how much more stuff I knew than the other guys that were there. It was all a result of me sitting those 2 years. You know what I mean? Just learning from those guys, and whenever I was practicing every day against guys like John L. Davis, Vlad Golden. So when you come to a team that's not as good, it's like a night and day difference. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Did you turn up to play North Texas for some reason, or is that just a coincidence?
Say that one more
Did you
time.
turn up to play against North Texas? Because Hodge said that he saw some potential in you in those couple of games you guys went in.
Yeah. Like I said, at the FAU, I came in maybe 1 minute a game, and the 1 minute I did come in, I ended up getting a lob and a clutch corner three. And I just played at those 2 years. I just played as hard as I could. So like I said, that just fits with Coach Hodges' mindset really well.
You mentioned as you got older, you kind of figured out what your game was. What is your game?
I would just say like I'm trying to translate it to like 3-and-D. Can guard 1 through 5, whatever you need, run the break, grab rebounds, and just when I'm open, just hit my open shots. You know, not too much, keep it simple, and just find my pockets in the game.
Defensively, what is the most important thing for you to do to be successful? Not necessarily a stat, but just are there a couple of fundamental things you've got to execute?
Okay, I think the number one important thing this year would probably be just being an anchor, talking, like getting guys where they need to be on defense, because this year we got a lot of scores, you know. So I just try and help them be in position they need to be in and just keep the defense circulating as best as I can.
Do a lot of coaching because you and Jasper with Coach Hodge, you know the system. So if you had to help out a lot of the other newcomers and show them the ropes?
Yes, to a certain extent, you know, it can become redundant when you got a coach telling you what to do and then you got a player like coming up to you trying to tell you what to do. So I just try and give little tips here and there that help me, just so it doesn't come off as like I'm above you or anything like that.
What positions are you comfortable playing?
Right now, really 4-3. I could play the 5 is I'm very comfortable playing the 5 as well. Also small ball, I could guard the 5-man. I can pass willingly, good screener. So really 3 through 5 is all good with me.
I imagine you're a much different 5 than Harlan is.
Oh man, big guy. It's crazy watching him every day. He's such a positive person and he puts in a lot of work. So I like having that as on my team, you know.
Like playing the 4 next to, you know, a true 7-footer, like, you know, a guy that is going to draw that much attention.
It makes it a lot easier for me because usually at a smaller level, you know what I mean, the guy's not 7 foot, so you got to deal with rebounding for him, but I'm just as ferocious on the board as he is, so one of us, the guy has to get it, you know what I mean? So it's a blessing. He finishing a lot of things around the rim, so I love it.
Guys on this team who they've admitted they didn't have to have a defensive mentality prior to coming here and getting connected with Coach Hodge. Are you seeing those guys start to click on the defensive side?
For sure. The first couple of weeks were definitely rough, but those guys that came in, they're strictly on offense. They're starting to understand that this is what they need to do to play, you know what I mean? So, and Hodge really wants to be top 25 in defense in the country. That's his goal every year. So they're starting to understand, and it's definitely starting to get better in the rotation-wise.
Guys who, in particular, you've seen take a good stride on defense?
I'll probably say Honor and Trey, for sure. Those guys, you know, they like to shoot. But at first it was kind of shaky, but they're starting to really figure it out. It's looking a lot better.
Obviously, your 2 years with FAU, I mean, obviously the Final Four year, but then, you know, even the next year you guys are nationally ranked and TV games and high expectations, so on. So do you see at all, when you look at this roster and what you're working with now, do you see any kind of similarities at all with what you saw at FAU? Or?
For sure. There's definitely that. Well, the only difference I would say is that FAU is more homegrown, but these guys are more, but this team is more put together. But there's definitely still that burden on your shoulder that we have to come out here and perform and get things done at a high level. And I think everybody feels that, but at the same time, we're just being great teammates to help get through the process better.
Guys get through that process of, you know, okay, I don't know who this guy is and he doesn't know who I am, and we're all kind of thrown into this together. How's it going to work? How's it going to look? How do you guys get through that process?
I think right now we're just, well, in the beginning stage we was just trying to figure out each other's game, and I think now at this point we kind of know what each other do, so we don't ever try and hold anybody back from what your game is. You know, if you take a bad shot, whatever, just take accountability for it. Say, I got you next time, and nobody would be upset.
Talking about your defensive versatility, which would help you fit in with that you were just talking about. Is the same true on offense? I mean, you mentioned stepping out, hitting the corner 3. Obviously, you can score it in the lane from the high post a little bit. Does that help you fill in no matter where other people may be doing well?
For sure. I would say, like, coming from FAU, learning those early big man roles, that definitely helped me learn the shorts, pocket passes, things like that. And then as I got to North Texas, learning the cut from the corner or space away, stuff like that. That's definitely helps versatile my game a lot more.
What's your life in Florida? Last year in Texas, now you're in West Virginia. What's it been like? Do you look? It's starting to be fall now. Winter's coming.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced anything?
Nothing like this ever in my life. I'm not used to any mountains, no curvy roads. So, and it was kind of cold this morning. I'm not liking that. Everywhere I've been, it's been like 90 degrees all year round, but it's definitely going to be an adjustment. But Morgantown has its own beauty in its own way, and I'm definitely enjoying that.
Driving the snow?
I'm not driving in the snow at all.
I'm kind of curious, Final Four ring, do you keep it with you or at home? Or,
I told you, best time of my life, man. It's hung up in the trophy room, My mom got it. She has all my accolades, and I'll never, ever forget that time in my life.
How much different was it that year than the year before? Maybe no one knew who you were, but now everybody wants to take you out.
Man, it's crazy. Like, first year, nobody's really expecting you to do anything, so you might sneak a couple good teams, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But the next year, even the bottom teams have something to prove, and they're just really dialed in on the scout. And every single game, you're getting the best team's best, you know what I mean? Every player's best, because they see that as a way to promote themselves on a bigger level.
Anything else? Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.